That's right, this is the Blue Diamond Ultra Instant George Bailey channel. The one, the only, who surpassed the gods and the angels, Bailey.
Before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on social media for this What If. God of Destruction or Legendary Super Saiyan, you all voted for the God of Destruction, and this What If is gonna kill us all. So don't expect anything too big from this because the creator tries his hardest to make good content like this. Support the channel, and see y'all very soon.
So obviously it would be definitely after the Galactus fight, George would recover full 100%, and Whis would allow George to train on Beerus' world. While Beerus is watching, he sees amazing progress over the years and how powerful George has truly become. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the bigger fights like X-Gaster and all that, just a short little fight. But, as Whis is about to strike George, George strikes back across the face. Immediately, Beerus calling off the fight and telling George to come back down to Earth. And he says this.
Over these nearly 3 years, you have this power from Goku and Vegeta. I don't act innocent when I say, I've never really had to talk to you face to face before, but now it's time for a bigger change. The Grand Priest has told the Supreme Kai of my world that I shouldn't be around this long because of my life force, and there should be a new destroyer before me. I know what you're gonna say. You didn't accept the offer, but there's no other way I can tell you. If my life force goes down, our world will crumble before us. It'll be all my fault that I never chose my next successful destroyer. So, I think it's time for you, George Bailey, to accept the power of a destroyer.
And so, Beerus lends out his hand one last time and tells George, this is my final gift to you. As a purple, graying energy aura starts to appear around him, the energy aura starts to shoot out, continuously overwhelming. A bubble of purple energy glows, and then birth to the new power of George, the God of Destruction. Beerus says his final farewells to Whis, and Whis happily accepts a new destroyer among us. Everyone else was allowed to come see him right away. As expected, everyone was shocked to see that George Bailey was now the next God of Destruction. But he had to make a big announcement to tell everyone that Bedlam is on his way to find Sonic. And they all have to train extremely hard to get above the level they are now. Realizing this now, everyone agrees Sonic is determined to master Ultra Instinct no problem. Shadow, Silver, Tails, Knuckles, Sans, and Papyrus are determined to get stronger. Papyrus to be the leader of the Royal Gods, Sans to become God, and the others to surpass each other. And so, the training begins now. At the start of their day, day 1 to day 20, they did weights, lifting, and scales. They all tried out their speed, precision, and power, Sonic being in the lead, Shadow behind, Knuckles, Tails, and Silver. Silver was very exhausted after this, I tell you now. Next up, we have Tails and Knuckles, Silver, and Shadow sparring with each other, but Sonic and Whis trying their best to access the power of Ultra Instinct Sign. But due to the surprise, Sonic was able to unlock it. Tails, Shadow looking at them, Knuckles and Silver being really happy for him. Shadow was in disbelief that Sonic was able to do this by himself with the help of Whis. Now Sonic has access to Ultra Instinct Sign and does not need to use Ultra Sonic to get ahead. Quick reminder, this is a spoiler for episode 6, so go ahead and skip now if you don't want to see it. The Battle of Bedlam arc is a joke. Sonic is using Ultra Instinct Sign with no hesitations at all, pushing Bedlam to the point where he has to use his ultimate form, making sure that Sonic has no other choice than to kill him right on the spot. When he defeats him and puts him back into his base form, Bedlam bleeds for mercy, but Sonic has to do what must be done, and puts him out of his misery completely. Back on George's world, X-Gaster finds out about the location and how George became a destroyer, Whis immediately telling him to use the Hawkeye to end this off quickly. But George has got other plans, using his blue and orange bones to put him in a standstill, telling Whis immediately to destroy the portal behind him so he doesn't escape. And with that, George using two powerful X-Gaster blasters to put him out of his misery, and says this: "You've caused a lot of destruction to my friends and family, even the ones I know and love. This time, this attack will decide your fate forever, putting you out of misery for all eternity. Farewell, X-Gaster. Hawkeye." And with that, George using one simple Hawkeye, ending X-Gaster for existence. But now Whis has told George everything about his good plans, and George wants to make this world a stronger world, someone that everyone can look up to. Then the other universes would be inspired to get stronger and conquer their own planets. When George and Whis gone to meet Champa and Bartos from Universe 6, Champa asks where Lord Beerus is, George telling him his brother had to give up his own life so he could become a destroyer. Champa, with a tear in his eye, says, "That pathetic fool. I should have taken his spot while I had the chance. Oh well, you better do good as a destroyer, or else." Now let's go through the list of who is strongest to weakest. At the very bottom is Papyrus. Following up is Knuckles and Silver in their second blue and hyper form. Shadow in 4th place, surprisingly because of his new Evolution Prime upgrade. Tails with his Magenta Blue aura. Sans in his God form, finally becoming what he wants to be. And Sonic in Ultra Instinct, but with the ring around it, similar to Ultra Sonic, calling this Perfected Ultra Instinct. Sonic has finally mastered his true ability and become the god that everyone wants to be. Choosing his words wisely, Sonic trains My Hero Academia's Midoriya, Bakugo, and the other Class 1A members to get better. And a couple times later, Goku comes back to Whis' world to be surprised to see George Bailey as a destroyer. He asks where Beerus was, but Whis tells the short story of how Beerus ended up biting the dust and gives his immortality to George Bailey. Goku is quite surprised and shocked at the same time.
"So, they made you a destroyer, George. I thought you'd be grown up to become an angel by now, but if this is your path, then I don't blame you. How about you and I go all out and see who's the strongest, shall we?"
Goku immediately going into Mastered Ultra Instinct with no energy leak at all. George being the only one seeing this, he smiles and says these words: "So my own master wants to challenge me. Alright then, let's have a go at it, shall we? Yo, Whis, you might need to stand back for this part, cause this might get a little bit more uglier than usual." The two of them flew up into the air, ready to hit each other with combat, and the two of them clashing for the first time in nearly 5 years. Okay, so the original is bored of his own challengers and wants to fight someone who's worthy. He meets the destroyer version of himself and says that he becomes a destroyer in this timeline. Whis says this is only a what if. The other Whis from the other world tells him that he wants to challenge you. The both of them decide to clash. Now the real question stands, who would win? The original YouTube channel creator or the god of destruction? Infinite power or immortality? You'll have to decide that in the comment section below. Go ahead, do it now while you still get the chance. Do it! Wow, that was a really crazy what if, but there will be some big changes in there. Next time, I'm going to be looking at what if George Bailey was the legendary Super Saiyan. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. This has been Blue Diamond Ultra Instinct George Bailey. See you all very soon. Kamehameha!